Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Driving with Duck. Always on Facebook, most of the time on YouTube, and occasionally on IGTV. I am Daniel Ducksworth. So I want to talk about something very serious today, and I know I've discussed it briefly. This is important for men, so men, share this, watch this, come back to it in years to come. Women, take note, please. I am excited today. Today is a very good day. Not simply because it is almost 70 degrees in the middle of November, but for the first time in my actual middle-aged life, since I was in my mid-20s, I actually have my first therapy appointment. I wasn't choked up there. It was I had something caught in my throat. I'm going to therapy for the first time in my adult life. And it's important. Now, we as men don't typically do that. Men typically hold all their anger, anxiety, sadness, depression in, and they don't talk about it. They don't want to discuss it. They don't discuss it with each other, much less therapists, right? They don't believe in mental health struggles. They don't believe in talking about their problems, airing out their dirty laundry, talking about their pain, because pain is a sign of weakness, emotional pain, that is, not pain in the gym, not physical pain. We're talking about emotional issues. We're talking about, PTSD. We're talking about, scars from growing up, things that they may have dealt with as children that they don't dare talk about with anyone. They don't talk about it with their spouses. They don't talk about it with their loved ones. They don't bring up past issues and traumas that they have with people in their lives from before, because it is a sign of weakness. Now, for me, I do these Driving with Duck videos, and I try to, uplift other people and inspire other people and help other people get through their traumas and how to deal with everyday life and things like that. And some people may be thinking, maybe for the 2 or 3 people that watch these, they may be thinking, how can you post these videos trying to help other people and uplift other people and give other people advice when you yourself are going to therapy? And I'm glad that some of you may be wondering that. And the answer is this: people can still take their car to mechanics, and yet they still may know how to change their own oil. They may know how to change their tail light or headlight. They may know how to change a tire. They may know how to do the system maintenance things, but the big jobs, they're gonna need a professional for. You don't have to be a chef to know how to fry an egg, how to cook rice, how to make soup, how to prepare a regular meal. But sometimes when you want something specialized, you're gonna wanna go out to eat for those meals that you just can't make at home. You're gonna need to see a specialist in a particular area to get certain things done. There are some certain traumatic experiences that you're gonna need help with to get over the hump in certain things. There are some things that you just can't do on your own. And men, unfortunately, we tend to bottle up things and hold on to them until we explode. And sometimes it results in violence. Sometimes it results in us lashing out at our children. Sometimes it results in lashing out on our spouses, and it ends up in domestic violence, and it ends up in violence with our children. And not only that, it becomes generational. Our young men see us having violent outbursts, and they think that's okay. And then these young men grow up, and then they end up becoming violent themselves. They go to school and they become bullies, or they get into relationships as teenagers and they become violent towards their girlfriends, which results in them becoming violent towards their spouses when they grow up. And it just becomes a generational thing. And it's on them to break the curse when they attempt to become my age. Now, I am 43 years old. I'm going to be 44 in a couple months. And I wanted to share that with you, that I am excited that I have finally, after months and months of trying to get in to see a therapist, because there's a lot of issues personally that I have to work through, I'm trying to deal with, and I'm trying to, get through, and it's just bouncing something off of someone who is not biased and is willing to listen. Because as a man, sometimes you speak on things and you feel like you're not being heard, and it can be very frustrating because sometimes people have a perception of the male ego and the male psyche that a male has to always provide. A male always has to hold their position. And sometimes a man just wants to break down and have a moment and be able to rest. And, you know, they don't have the answer. And it's okay to say, I don't know. And you need to have a chance to bounce your ideas off of someone and say, what do you think? Without feeling like you're weak for not knowing. So sometimes you need to seek that help, but you're afraid to ask for that help because you don't want to seem like you don't know. And you're afraid to lose your position and feel like you lose that alpha status. Because, you know, sometimes the biggest guy in the room that has the most charisma is the one that's hurting deep inside and has the most hidden trauma. Because sometimes behind that smile is the most pain and, you know, the tears of a clown, right? That's the song. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that smile every day. You pass them on the street, you see them at work, you know, and, you know, in today's society, since we've been dealing with COVID these past couple years, and even in kids, you know, they're isolated and people don't have that connection anymore. You don't interact with people anymore. People don't interact with each other, right? People are so isolated and they stick to their own kind, right? And people are on social media. There's all this vitriolic behavior, right? And everyone is into this whole thing of stealing each other's motives and meanings, right? Like, we started this thing. I'm not going to get political with this. I want to strictly keep it about men's health and depression, but you talk about Black Lives Matter. It started out as one movement, and then everyone else started making a joke about it where it was Blue Lives Matter, then it was White Lives Matter, then it was All Lives Matter, and it literally started with just one thing. We want you to look at one thing that's seriously a problem, one thing that is upsetting to one type of people, and then everyone else hopped on the bandwagon to dilute the actual serious nature of a serious problem. And it's the same thing with men's health and men's depression. Men have a real problem of feeling depressed and feeling alone and not having any type of outlet, right? A lot of times people say men are depressed. Oh, go to the gym and work that shit out. Go play a game of basketball. Fuck, play a game that has any type of ball involved. Go play flag football. Go pick up semi-pro football. Whatever. Let some of that aggression out. But that's the whole thing. Men are supposed to be aggressive by nature. But then when men use that aggression and they put their hands on a female, they put their hands on their kid, they're dead wrong. They want to turn men, society wants to turn men into super soldiers, and then when that's all they know, men have nowhere to go. And they're lost. Sad, right? It's a damn shame. So I'm just excited because I finally got in to see a therapist. And I just wanted to share that story because it's been a long time coming for me. And I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I'm hoping that I get the help that I need, and I'm hoping I get the tips and tricks and tools to get myself into a better position to express myself in a better way to my friends and family, so I feel better, so I can sleep better, so I can become the best version of myself. Because apparently the things that I have done to make myself better have not helped me in the ways that I would have liked. So now I need to work through my past traumas and get to a better position. I've told you in past videos some of the things that I've gone through, and I'm trying to work through all those things, and it's been a long time of trying different things to navigate the life that is Daniel Ducksworth. And these waters are tough every day, and I'm sure whoever you are watching this video, you've had a tough life yourself. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are up, some days are down. And no one should feel that they're weak for reaching out and asking for help, for talking to a licensed therapist. Sometimes your friends aren't going to do it. Sometimes your family isn't going to do it. Sometimes talking to yourself isn't going to do it. Sometimes a mirror challenge isn't going to do it. Sometimes a self-help book is not going to do it. You need to talk to a licensed therapist. Sometimes you need to take medication, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. And as a man, it doesn't make you any less of a man. Sometimes going to the gym is not going to do it. Playing football, basketball, tennis, racquetball, whatever is not going to do it. Talking it out with a stranger that is a licensed professional is the only thing that might save your life. And I, for one, applaud you for picking up the phone and making that phone call and being like, hey, my name is such and such, and I need to speak to someone. I need help. This has been another edition of Driving with Duck. Today is my day one of making myself a better me with help from a licensed therapist. I wish you the best day. Thank you for watching. Share this video. I appreciate you.